What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host. I am doing another Drivecast episode. Just because anytime I take the White Rabbit, I don't have a radio in this car. And I got like an hour drive from my work to home. So, yeah, I get bored. And I feel like I'm the type of person who likes to talk. Hence why I have a podcast. So I figure I can, when I have enough info in my head, I like to do Drivecast. That, if the noise doesn't bother you, that's good, because I'm going to drop a shit ton of info today. I like to call it redneck ASMR. And honestly, too, as weird as it sounds, there's a couple channels here. I'm not even intentionally doing a shout out, but there's a couple channels. Like, there's this one channel that was up and running until it got shut down. They would play basically a trucker simulator, and they would play old Art Bell shows, so you could like hear the truck driving in the background, and you could watch it obviously on YouTube, but it wasn't like super loud or nothing. I actually kind of found it kind of soothing. Or another channel I like is Raven Reads. That one was a new channel that I kind of came across, and she covers like ghost stories and cryptids and all the weird stuff that I like and I try to cover. But she does like rain in the background, so I don't know. It's kind of soothing. I kind of like it instead of just dead quiet, you know. But today, I'm in a better mood than the last podcast. I do get kind of passionate on certain episodes. If you're a long-time listener, you know, some days I'm in different types of moods. Some days I'm kind of joking around, I'll laugh, I'll make some jokes. Sometimes I'm in a all business mood where I just get the stories out there. I don't really have much to say about them. And then sometimes, man, I kind of turn into like almost like William Cooper, Alex Jones, especially when it comes to talking about the elites, you know, or dark arts or something. I get a little passionate and I get a little fiery. So every episode is different, you know. I'm a complex person, you know. But yeah, so I am in a good mood today. If I'm yelling, it's just I'm yelling over, so that way you guys can hear me clearly. But when I put out my last podcast, I was in a pissed off fucking mood from the inauguration. Now, I will be covering the inauguration again today. But don't freak out and automatically turn it off and go, oh my God, it's political. No, I'm going to honestly try to keep it as non-political as possible. This is Conspiracy Corner Podcast. And my buddy, who I get a lot of my info from, sent me 2 videos, and I'm like, I woke up for me it's my morning, but I woke up and I was like, oh man, I don't want to hear about QAnon or anything like that. I'm so done with it. But he sent me a pretty interesting one. It was trying to find out how to start this. Okay. I watched bits and pieces of the inauguration. I ain't gonna lie. I was so pissed off that I was just like, I can't fucking take this shit. I watched bits and pieces of it. hoping to see an arrest or something happen. Now, there's been word that the reason why there was no arrest done and stuff was because there's dirty bombs in like certain bigger cities. So I don't know. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to sell you guys hopium. But I'm just telling you the conspiracies that I'm hearing. That doesn't mean I believe it. I'm just throwing it out there. But he was telling me that there's been word that there's dirty bombs in bigger cities. That, you know, if arrests are made, bombs are going to start dropping and shit. So basically, he summed it up if they got to find the dirty bombs to do any form of arrest. Now, I'm going to try to focus just on, I'm going to call this episode Presidential Inauguration Anomalies, because one of the videos that he sent me today, and I cannot remember who put the video out. It was kind of like a compilation of other YouTubers' videos, because Alice Down the Rabbit Hole was on there, saying a bunch of crazy shit, as usual. And I don't hate Alice Down the Rabbit Hole, but I do call out bullshit when I see bullshit. And she puts out a lot of fucking bullshit that just murkies the water, man. And I do believe that she has good intention. I mean, but she's into the whole cloning shit, and she thinks Biden's a clone, and she, part of the video was, there's a Secret Service guy that walks outside of the window of the Oval Office, and it's clearly like a dude with like a shaved head, and she's like, oh my god, it's Trump in the background, and the guy doesn't walk like Trump, because, I don't know, I love Trump, man, and Trump to me walks like a Yogi Bear or something, you know what I mean, like a big bear. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of cute, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta turn around, I'm fucking lost. I had to stop at my mother-in-law's to pick up a dresser and help her move it. Now I gotta turn around, I'm fucking lost. Alright, but yeah, clearly not Trump. So that's the type of shit that she puts out, and it fucking drives me crazy. And I call her out on her bullshit I've called her out on bullshit before, on multiple other episodes, just because I get tired of people mucking up the waters, man. But I also give a lot of channels shout outs all the time. But for some reason, man, I keep running across her shit, and I'm like, dude, just stop. You're fucking up the waters, man. But yeah, in this video that he sent me, it pointed out, well, here, one of the videos was, he sent me a video, and I also found another video that kind of coincided with his video. And I tried to listen to it the best that I could, but I was kind of rolling cigarettes, and I was kind of rushing out the door to get to work. But alright, we're gonna discuss all the different anomalies of the inauguration yesterday. And one of the things, let's start with the Bible. I don't know what, I actually caught part of the swearing in of Joe Biden, and it was like that Bible, I don't know, I seen it and I'm like, holy shit, the fuck is that? Like a spell book or something? Because it was like this weird ass, I mean, it looked like the Necronomicon or something. Like, it legit looked like a spell book or something crazy. Not saying it was, but part of the info that my buddy gave me was somebody dug around. Biden said it was like his family Bible. It had been passed down generation to generation. And somebody was digging around on it and found out that it was a Masonic Bible, which means if it's generation to generation, Biden is most likely a Freemason. And I'm just telling you what I heard. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But I thought you guys would find that interesting. Another thing with him swearing in was he swore in early, and the guy that was it was a podcast that he sent me. The guy on the podcast, like I said, I wish I could remember what his name was. I think it's like Mark something. He covers like a lot of QAnon stuff. But he said that he swore in early, too early, that you're supposed to swear in at like noon. I don't know if that's a legit rule or something. And then he said that Biden took his hand off the Bible before the oath was completed, which is a little weird. Now, since we're talking about the whole Bible thing, Kamala Harris, during her swearing in, had brought her own little Bible. It was it looked like a Holy Bible, a normal Holy Bible. But she brought in hers to get sworn in. Another thing, too, that's weird is, like I said, I caught bits and pieces. The guy was saying that she swore in first before Biden, which is not correct. You're not supposed to do that either. Trying to find where the fuck I'm supposed to turn off. But so that was another thing with the whole Bible swearing in thing. Another thing too is she didn't put her hand on the Bible, and there's photos and everything. You can look it up for yourself. Her hand is hovering. She didn't place her hand on the Bible. Which I believe they're all a bunch of Moloch and Baal worshippers anyways, so I don't blame her for putting her hand on the Bible. I mean, her hand would probably ignite into flames and cinder up, you know. Let's see. Yay, I finally found my road. I haven't been out this way in forever, so now I can start heading back home and actually focus more on the podcast. But that was bizarre and weird to me, the whole swearing in thing. Now, here's another little shout out to Charlie Ward. Me and my buddy, we both listened to the same thing, and I kind of disagree with them though. Charlie Ward said that he had intel that from some dude he knows that was like basically like an owner of some sort of mainstream news channel, and the guy said that the night before the inauguration that two guys in suits with badges came in and pretty much was like, hey, you need to play this, or you need to have your station open at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and something about, because we're going to have to play something. And my buddy was thinking that it would have been the emergency broadcast system. I kind of disagree though, because Charlie Ward said he wasn't sure. The guy didn't see exactly, like, the guy didn't tell him what the badges said. He just said they had badges on. So that leaves it open to, they could be fucking FBI, CIA. It's one of those two, I would think. I don't know of any other like group of people that would have badges like that. So that's my theory, FBI or CIA. And we all know, I should hope by now, if you're listening to this podcast, I should hope by now you realize that the FBI and the CIA are both fucking corrupt. I mean, they focus on the little guys and let the big guys go free. All right. And you're going to see why I think that they wanted something played. And this gets into some more anomalies of yesterday's inauguration. And like I said, I'm not saying that, you know, that you decide on what you believe. But I'm just going to point out some weird stuff that I seen today. All right. So Charlie Ward I did hear him today in a video talking about, I guess he lives in like Spain or something, because he said where he lives it's Spanish time, and he got the live notification and the live stream way before. It was like 7 a.m. or something crazy, and the inauguration wasn't even supposed to be started at the time. So he's saying it was pre-recorded. Now, I've only listened to Charlie Ward probably about 3 or 4 times. So, I don't know how legit this dude is. I've heard his name thrown around quite a bit. Like I said, I don't know how legit this dude is. But he said he was watching the inauguration before it technically should have, it shouldn't have been going on at the time. Which is why he thinks it's pre-recorded. And I kind of understand why he thinks it's pre-recorded when I tell you about some more of these anomalies. Alright, so let's talk about this other video I seen today. It was, and I do remember this channel's name, so go check it out. Especially check it out after you're done listening to this, so that way you can get a visual on what I seen. And you might want to do that like ASAP after listening to this podcast, because with YouTube and the censorship that's going on right now, they're going to start taking shit down. Everyone was bitching about the purge before, during the elections and all that. Oh, it's going to be 10 times worse now. But the video that I seen was, his channel is called The Outer Light. And it's his newest video that he put up today, called like Welcome to Mirror World. You're going to want to check that out. And he shows some of the anomalies of the election. Now, one of them, which was bizarre, was during one of the parts where Obama was supposed to be there live, like talking about Joe Biden and congratulating him, blah, 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 whatever, kissing ass, you know. All the elites, they love kissing each other's ass, especially when they're stealing, you know. And only him, completely vanishes for like, I'd say about 6 seconds, and then he reappears. I mean, just blanks out. Not glitches out, because I've seen the glitch videos of like their face glitching or something. No, Obama just straight up vanished. Now, I'm not super tech savvy. I mean, if you guys listen to the podcast, older episodes, you know that I just do the microphone. I speak, my wife does. I just now, you know, she had to teach me how to edit videos and shit. She's like the tech savvy one. I spit into the microphone, you know, yell into the microphone or whatever. That's my job as far as the podcast. Now, that being said, I don't know much about technology, but I do know that if it's not pre-recorded and it's a live inauguration event, I don't think you should be glitching out and disappearing. I mean, maybe Obama's a magician, you know, maybe he went to magic school and and learned how to vanish for 6 or 7 seconds. Most likely 6 seconds, because you know how they like that 6 number, especially Obama. But yeah, so that makes me go, that's fishy as fuck. Another thing that people noticed was Biden's tie went from blue at the beginning of the inauguration, and then later on it was red, which is bizarre. It's weird. I don't understand that one, because it's like why would you just change just your tie? I mean, I could see changing your outfit, because a lot of the people there changed outfits apparently. I mean, I think it's weird. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, this just seems like, pre-recorded pretty much, essentially. Because half the people changed their outfits halfway through. Apparently, some people noticed. I didn't really notice too well. But the people had weight loss and weight gain halfway through the ceremony. Hillary Clinton apparently got a haircut halfway through the inauguration ceremony. Just weird little stuff like that is making people go, this shit's fucking pre-recorded. Now, we all know the news is fucking fake, man. It's propaganda. I mean, anyone who keeps up with conspiracies and is old enough to remember, the news reported on Building 7 before Building 7 fell on 9/11. So I don't think it's too outlandish to think that this shit was pre-recorded. Now here is another anomaly. When after the inauguration, Biden was going to the tomb of the unknown soldier, and his little motorcade was going through, and it shows, you can look it up. This was in the video I seen today from the Outer Light. By the way, if you do go check out that video, and you like his content or whatever, tell him Abe Williams sent you. If you can, if you don't, you don't. I could care less either way. I do this for free. I don't make money off of it, except for unless you're listening on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, Breaker. If you're listening on any of those, I basically get like a penny for each time you listen, because my sponsor is Anchor. So, I mean, we made it up to like $1.08. So, I'm saving up for I guess it's called a splicer or whatever, because we got 2 microphones, but unfortunately we can't use them. We can only use 1 microphone at a time, and it sucks because I want to do more episodes with my wife, But, yeah, so that's what we're saving up for. So if you're listening on there, hey, cool beans. You could be buying my future equipment. But yeah, tell him Abe Williams sent you. I don't know. Maybe that'll give me some recognition. Maybe he'll give me a shout out or something, which would be cool. Because tell him that I gave him a shout out. That's who sent you. Alright, but what was that? Oh yeah. When he was passing through with the motorcade, there's a camera angle where they're showing all the troops, and like half the fucking troops turn their back on Biden. Literally, they're all lined up and their back is turned on Biden. And I was like, oh shit. Like the military's like saying, fuck you, dude. You're not commander-in-chief. And I was like, wow. So that's one weird anomaly with the military. Now there's a second one with the military. There's one part where Trump is stepping into some building. I'm not sure exactly what building it was. But there's two Marines holding open the door. And anyone who knows or keeps up with, you know, the military and how they act around presidents and stuff, everybody knows that when the president walks by, you salute, especially the Marines. And they had free hands too. But as soon as Biden walked by with his wife and they're going through, neither one of the Marines saluted him. And I was like, holy shit. Now this is where it gets crazy too, and it ties in with this. Why the troops would turn their back on him. Why the troops wouldn't salute him. If the Pentagon doesn't acknowledge acknowledge Biden as commander-in-chief, I'm sorry, but Biden, you got what? Control of FBI, police, and that's it? If you don't have control of the military, you ain't president, bro. I mean, you could make believe all you want, but... And this is where it gets crazy. Now, the mainstream media, Yahoo News, actually reported on this. And now you're going, oh, Abe, you just said the news is fake. Yes, the news is fake. But I think that they reported on something, and I think they intended it to piss off, basically, the masses, because for some reason they still think that we're not awake by now. And this is how much people have woken up within the past 4 years. When they were doing the YouTube live inauguration, the thumbs down, you could literally watch it in real time. They were editing the thumbs down because they were getting so many thumbs down that they had to literally edit it. And YouTube even had a statement that they said, we did that because it was spam. Nah, bro, it ain't spam. That's called the masses are awake, and everybody is fucking pissed. Because, I mean, it's blatant, dude. It's blatant that they stole this shit. I've already done videos on it. I'm not gonna do any more videos on it. It's pretty fucking obvious, man, that this shit was stolen. And the masses are awake now. That being said, where was I going? Oh, yeah. Yahoo News reported, and I think they intended, for some reason, they think they still control the masses, that people aren't awake anymore, and everybody's awake. I mean, you gotta have literally cognitive dissonance if you are not awake by now after all this bullshit. So I think they were trying to put a spin on this article to get, like, the few left, Democrats left. I try not to get political, but you know, like the liberals, I think they try to piss them off with this article, because in the article it's pretty much saying, yeah, Biden, the Pentagon basically slammed the door in Biden's administration's face, that they're not handing over, they said, crucial information or crucial information on as far as operations. They ain't telling Biden shit. They haven't given him the fucking nuclear codes. I truly believe that the military is like, no, we are you're not in charge, bro. You're not master, you're not commander-in-chief. The Pentagon, yeah, rejected pretty much any information to Biden. And you can look it up if you're saying, oh, that's a conspiracy. Dude, Yahoo News reported on it. Look it up. If the article's still there, look it up. So yeah. that's insane to me. I have never seen that in my years on this planet ever happen. I have not. The whole fucking thing is just insane. And I'm not trying to give you all hopium, like I said, but there's something going on with everything that I just spouted out during this whole podcast. You've got to definitely check, check for yourself. I don't want you to just take my word for it, but you've got to at least acknowledge, man, something is going on, dude. It is weird. It is bizarre. But that's about it, y'all. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you for listening to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host, and I'm out.